Now to my final topic. Global leaders were meeting in Cape Town last weekend for the Global Council for Political Renewal Conference as governments grapple with rising geopolitical risk, governance challenges and development pressures. The two-day meeting brought together heads of state, ministers and policymakers to focus on ethics in politics, peace building and economic development, with Africa at the centre of the agenda. Nigeria took part as it seeks to reinforce its reform narrative, position governance as a driver of growth and deepen diplomatic and development partnerships at a time of heightened global uncertainty.
Nigeria is of course a leader on the African continent and also a leader in democracies around the world. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu thought it important that we come here to talk about democracy in Nigeria, to talk about the reforms that Nigerian government has instituted and all the agendas of Mr. President towards attaining sustainability and development in our dear country. And that's why we are here today. And we're happy to be in the midst of other countries around Africa to share ideas on global peace, on global prosperity and the journey towards democratization for all African nations. And I think that it's been a very worthwhile experience for Nigeria to be. We need to share our experiences with other African countries, learn from them what they've done right, learn from them the journey towards democratization. As we have learned here, democracy is not just a single word. It also undergoing democratization itself. So Nigeria is learning from other peers around the world, especially around other participants from Africa, from Asia, from all parts of the world. And this, we hope, these lessons will benefit Nigeria towards ensuring that democracy is indeed further strengthened in our country. The message we are bringing is that message of hope, message of friendship, also telling the world that Nigeria is indeed transforming, and Nigeria is indeed going through reform, critical reform that is repositioning it. And if you look at what we have seen in the last 1 year, almost all the rating agencies in the world are giving a pass mark to Nigeria. All the rating agencies of the world are saying that Nigeria is indeed the destination to be. Only a week ago, the president of the World Bank was in Nigeria, giving Nigeria a pass mark in its economic reform. The IMF also did something. So everyone, indeed only in the last quarter of last year, the Financial Action Task Force delisted Nigeria from the so-called grey list. These are all messages indicating that Nigeria is indeed on the march, sustainable march towards prosperity for its people. Of course, we've just heard from the Minister of Finance of Nigeria, the Central Bank of Nigeria, that our foreign reserve has grown to about $49 billion. Headline inflation is down, food inflation is also down. Our GDP is on the rise. So Nigeria is indeed turning the corner towards prosperity that Mr. President has promised. We think that the international community can do better about its characterization of Nigeria. We've seen what has happened, come out from America, from the United States, about the characterization of Nigeria as a country that does not allow religious freedom. But of course, we have also seen that the American government has come to Nigeria. They've listened to the Nigerian authorities. They've learned from us, and I think that they're having a change of heart gradually. We believe that going forward, Nigeria is going to be better understood, and we will also ensure that the international community understands us better so that they can do more business with us, they can have better handshake with us for the peace and prosperity that all of us require for development to take place. What we expect that we will have a country that is peaceful, a country that is further united, a country that is strengthened economically, a country that is undergoing reform for peace and prosperity. And we are seeing that all over the world, Nigeria is now taking its center stage. Everyone is trying to come to Nigeria. There's so much to do in Nigeria. Investment opportunities are there. The Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council is being put in place to ensure that all those that are coming to invest in our country will do so with ease. Foreign direct investment, of course, is happening in the health sector, in the creatives, in many sectors. So we believe and we do hope that Nigeria is indeed going to get better going forward. You see, the social media is really a very big phenomenon, and the issue of fake news and disinformation and misinformation is really not just a Nigerian phenomenon. it is something that has disturbed the entire world. And so all countries are, devising its own means and strategies of ensuring that Nigeria is indeed, the social media is indeed cleaned better, so that it can be served for peace, for prosperity, for development, rather than for destruction. And in our own case, in Nigeria, we've just won the hosting right of the Media and Information Literacy Institute, a Category 2 UNESCO institute to be hosted in Nigeria. This is part of our modest contribution to train people, to enlighten them, to discern what is good and what is bad for information management, especially in digital media space. So we believe that as we go forward, we will continue to look at this social media and bring about ways and means of ensuring that it is used better for progress and for development rather than for destruction.
Effort to make this conference possible.
We had intense dialogue with national law prevailed over domestic law.
Well, this actually, it's the fourth annual conference of the Global Council for Political Renewal. This, I would call it a noble endeavor, started in something like 5 years ago when a number of different politicians, university professors, and civil society leaders across the world thought that it was important to get together to build a platform for sharing some of the strategies and the main issues that we have to address in order to face such a difficult future, a future where, actually even a present situation where trust in politics is decreasing, but the need of good governance is ever more important. And since then, the first time we met in London, then in Washington, and then last year in Brussels, and this year it was important to be in such an important soil like that of South Africa and that of Africa. This year we focus especially on human development. And really, of course, people often speak about growth, but they mean economic growth or environmental. And if this growth is not sustained by human development, by, of course, education and research, then it can have very, very negative externalities. Only if people are aware of what it means to have a sustainable, what it means to have a just and equitable development, because development is either for all or it's not a development. And so that's why we were very pleased to have the minister from Nigeria that addressed especially the themes of education, and he told us about the important results that they have achieved as far as participation, offering the opportunity of higher education to larger numbers of students.